Hello, right, are you rail trailers and Moolumbar people? If you don't know the story, there it is there, limited service on the inner Western Light Rail, right? There you go, in 2020 news, right? 1.2 thousand views, published on the 16th of December 2021. Now remember, the light rail is stuffed up, right? It's
But
buggered.
it won't be business as usual. Limited services will return to part of the route, while the original fleet, plagued by cracking, remains sidelined.
From the east to the inner west, a tram far from home, tested on new tracks in hope of saving the L1 line. Cracks found in 12 trams forced the service to hit the brakes in October. Tipped to take 18 months to fix, the minister today admitting it's simpler than first thought.
Now we're looking at less than a year for those repairs to be effected.
But the L1 light rail service could be back as soon as February, running from Central to Lilyfield only. 4 trams from the eastern lines will provide a service every 15 minutes. Then, by mid-next year, extended to Dulwich Hill with 2 extra trams before October, when the fleet of cracked carriers is repaired.
We've done night tests, day tests. We've got further final testing to take place.
The state government will still slug commuters the full fee despite having only half the service in operation, while buses will continue to run from Lilyfield to Dulwich Hill at the current discounted rate.
If the minister wants to run a short shuttle service, well, the least he can do is make that half price.
While engineers get their hands dirty, as for who's to blame, transport officials wiped theirs clean.
There's always two sides to a commercial, very complex argument.
Bill Hogan, 7 News.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming. I'm here in my role as Minister for Transport and Roads. Joining me today are Megan Burke-O'Neill, the Deputy Secretary for Greater Sydney with Transport for New South Wales, and Howard Collins, the Chief Operating Officer, and I'm very grateful for their presence here today as well. I'm here because I told everybody that I would provide an update in real time in relation to the ongoing challenges experienced by commuters on the L1 light rail service in Sydney's inner west, and I'm pleased to be able to confirm the following. The first is that a limited service will be reintroduced from February next year using citadus trams that are surplus to the requirements in the southeast light rail, that we will progressively restore services to the inner west light rail so that it's planned.
Right, just so you don't get bored with all the bull crap coming out of a politician's mouth. Here's a cut and drive it, right? The Central to Lilyfield Dulwich Hill trams were made in Spain. They're 20 years old, and now the Citadus tram is a different company. It's got the same gauge rails, wheels, right? It can go down the train tracks for the unrower sort of person up there at Wollumbar. Basically, I done a story there the other day. Put you on pause and I'll show it to you. There it is there, Sydney tram chaos. Right, 2 days old, only had 17 views. But people are sick and tired of hearing about it. Right, that's it, Sydney tram chaos. Right, people are over it here in Sydney. We've had a gutful. Yeah, better on my channel down there on video. Oh, there we go. Just turn that down. Sorry about that. Probably I obviously never finished watching it. What do you know this one? Not them. Byron Bay solar powered train. Right, that is the train tracks I inspected back in 2006. Sorry about the bad camera work, but bad luck. And then we get YouTubers come out there from England, and this guy turns around there and he says, oh, he knows everything about the solar powered train. And I walk inside and you can see what I'm filming, the awards, and then I walk down the back and I see this. Wait for it. Here it comes. Not that bit. That's advertising. No. It's a sort of diagram. It's the solar panels on top of the train. That sort of gives you an idea what it looks like. How it all works, a solar powered train. About being here in the off season. See, there's the traction motor. Right, tells you how it all works. And I love it when you get these YouTubers that come in and they say, oh yeah, it's got this, it's got that, they got this, they got that. And they don't even read it. It's written up here on the wall, you know. So I'm just putting it there for a minute. And hopefully you'll self-educate yourself. Now, as I just said, self-educate yourself. Right, this look. One. Solar panel energy, go back to the grid. So do your homework. The solar panel. Right, so there you go. You go back and do your homework. Right, I'll just show you something else. Right, well, I'm on the Byron Bay solar power train. What have you ever seen this one of mine? New South Wales train, Byron Bay solar train before it was converted. Trials on empty. That's a Candos. See, 661 Candos. Yeah, there's a Byron Bay solar power train. You want to see it again? Look, it's over here. Oh no, that's 700. Sorry, I got the wrong number. Anyway, what the point I was going to make is this Pommy guy, he comes out there from England and he says, oh, you know, I can tell you everything about the Byron Bay solar power train, and he gets in there and he's whatever, and he got it all wrong, right? Just find it. That's Tim. That's the guy that invented the solar power train. That's Tim Elderton. Right? I know Tim. I've met Tim. I've had coffee with Tim. He's up there at Lithgow, up there at the mine. Right? Lithgow mine. So, but that's the guy that invented the solar power train. It's just him. Just go like him. And there he is. He's in the yard at Lithgow. That's the railway yard at Lithgow. Or is that where they're putting on the train tracks? I don't know. I didn't look. I'll tell you what it is. No, that's when they're lifting the train up. That's a crane to pick the train up and put on the train tracks. I think that's the road just there at Byron Bay. I think that's what that is. Not too sure. But anyway, not really into that. See, then we had this guy. They tried to make out the high-tech Belgium launches Euro's first solar train. Wasn't. Because it was running on solar panels and wind turbines. Tim's train's got batteries in it and solar power on the end, and also the electric traction motors, when they pull back on the power, it self-generates. Now, what's all this got to do with Moolumbar? Right. If the two councils could get together and replace the bridges, well, let's do a bit of name dropping. There was a member of the National Party, owns a piece of property down there at Mooball, north side of Mooball, sat in the pub there one night and said, oh, somebody should go and burn down the railway bridge because it's next door to either side of my properties. His property, so there's Tim. That's him putting it on the train tracks at Byron Bay. So there's the rails over there, this end of the thing, and they're going to lift it around, put it in, then they put the fence back up. There's a level crossing. I was looking at the photo of that level crossing gate all before this here was built. All that there was still sand when I done the tracks here in 2006. Even Neil Battersby, the guy who drives the train, he'll tell you, he's seen them. I took him up there and I showed him. I said, that's when I walked the train tracks, and that's how he told to Brian. And then he told Brian about it. And then Brian said, oh, well, you know, what? And that's how it's all come about. I'll walk the train tracks. I'll put the idea out there. Brian found it on Google Earth through business plans, through Google's panorama photos and business plans. And Brian ran with it. Very simple. People tell you different. But as me walk the train tracks, 2006. I do all 26 of them in the state of New South Wales. Come back to you. Well, am I quickly going to jump and change the story here? You know, I was talking about rail trail. Anyway, it should join up with the Byron Bay solar powered train, get it up there into Moolumbar, because you get less bridges, more steel bridges on that section of track. I think there's only 5 wooden bridges totally. The rest are all steel, all good timber ones. Now, talking about how rail trails moved into Wollumbar train station, he better watch out for this one.
Police are vowing to lock up fraudsters who've conned more than $100 million in government grants designed to help businesses and families stay afloat. One man's already been arrested, with dozens more likely.
It was the lifeline through COVID lockdowns and bushfires. In the past 2 years, $11.3 billion was paid out by Service New South Wales to assist small businesses, but some of it went straight into the pockets of fraudsters.
Bad people in our community do bad things, and I think this was a particularly low act.
Now, a police task force is working through more than 8,000 cases of suspected fraud, yesterday making their first arrest. 21-year-old Jai Falzon taken into custody at Nowra, his luxury car seized along with equipment from his property in the state's northwest.
Yesterday, he lost everything he gained. This first arrest is one in many that will occur.
Falzon allegedly put in 51 applications, claiming more than $500,000. He got $320,000 before alarms were raised.
They might use different credentials to do that. They might try and operate across a number of grants programs.
Authorities now think they've handed out more than $110 million worth of public money to fraudsters. Recovering all of that is unlikely. In fact, they'll now need to spend even more taxpayer dollars to prosecute those who've been cheating the system.
The grants were set up to help people. They weren't set up to help organised crime.
Andrew Denny, 7 News.
Stuart Smith, Commander, State Crime Command. So yesterday, detectives from Strike Force Sainsbury arrested a 21-year-old Warialda man at Nowra, and they have taken him to Nowra Police Station and charged him with a fraud relative to the New South Wales government micro grants. He's been charged with 32 counts of obtained benefit by deception and 19 counts of attempt to defraud, and knowingly take part in dispersing monies taken from the fraud. Detectives raided a property at Culvera, recovered an expensive Mercedes utility. They also raided a property at Warialda Rain, and they recovered computers and other material we say was proceeds of this crime. A month ago, Strikeforce Sainsbury was set up with more than 50 detectives on a referral from Service New South Wales of 8,000 suspect transactions. We're using metadata and machine learning computers to establish fraud in relation to those 8,000 referrals. This first arrest is one in many that will occur. The strike force has been established to deal with syndicated organised crime in a fraud sense. But obviously the 21-year-old will appear at Nowra Court on the 10th of January. His matter will be then referred to the Inverell Local Court, where he will face charges relative to this matter.
Now, hear that? He's down at Nowra, but he comes from Inverell, up north, western New South Wales. He's arrested on the south coast. So, rail trailer at Moolumbar, you parked your butt there in Moolumbar train station. I would really be watching your back, buddy boy. I'm not threatening you, but I'm just saying. If they're going after that guy there, 21-year-old from Inverell, and they got him down the south coast, that's government money, that's our taxpayers' money, and you're squatting on a railway station with your push bike shop, mate, your books better be clean, mate. You better have dead clean contracts. You're up there at Moolumbar train station. I just hope the cops do go through you and prove that you are clear and clean. But if you're not, I won't hold my breath for you, not 1 second. Rail fail. Oh, just in case you push bikes ride too fast, yeah, you better go watch that one. But you noticed that one today? No? Nobody heard about it? Oh. Yeah, isn't that interesting on these sneaky cars? Yeah. This is zigzag.
And look at that. Oh, and they're mulched.
No, hang on. Let's just restart it. Sorry about that. I dropped in too early.
Well, it looks like Zigzag Railway's getting ready to open up because this is the first. This is brand new. Look, nobody even knows about this. Look at this. Look. Hello. Remember, this is all dirt roads. Look.
Hang on, just move the position of the camera. Righto, reposition. Right, now this is Clarence. This is looking down from the Bells line of road onto the car park with the station in the background.
Burnt out steam engines are gone. So the burnt carriages are gone. All the piles of ballast are gone. Oh no, there they are. There's a ballast over there. There's a guy there with, like, he's working. They've got their little machinery. And look at that. Oh, and they've mulched around the back of the water. Never misses, does it? There's a water tower tank. Look, they've mulched all up around the back of the old water tank. They've mulched all that up. And he's down here shoveling. So yes, boss, he is working. And
the trees are gone.
Road, and that's where the big trees used to be. Go down and look at my videos. You see where that dirt patches, there used to be big trees there. They're gone.
I'll put that in this recording. I'll actually get a Google Earth of it.
So it looks like the state government's really giving them some money. And they've tarred it right down there, down into the entrance.
Right out to the road.
Zigzag dirt pothole days are gone. Right, look at it. It's lovely. Let's go around the tree here. We'll have a look. All the big old pile of orange pipes and everything else, whatever they use them for.
So it's a government that is governing, and this is after Gladys Berejiklian quit.
Did you just notice what else has just gone? The carriages.
First aid car.
First aid carriage.
And the two timber
single deck carriages. The first aid carriage gone, you know, one with a big red cross on it.
A big red plus on it, you know, the first aid carriage. Been there for years.
And being a railway guy, by the look of those sleepers, I'd say they're going to be opening up very soon. I reckon they're going to be ready for Christmas. That's what I reckon. Look at this big tree here they cut down from the big bushfires. 2020 bushfires. Want to see how big that tree is? Oh, look at this. Check this out. Hang on. Look how big that is.
I'm an old man, you know, leave me alone. I'm allowed to make a mistake.
That's the old zigzag sign. That got burned.
See, look at the size of the car park.
So you can now see.
Look at the size of that. You're not going to tell me that's not $1 million bucks to do the whole lot.
Look,
water, drains, toilets.
And he's going over there. Now,
all the machinery rentals.
Weekend, so I know if he's a contractor or volunteer. Oh, yeah. And over there's a fence around where the old office building used to be. And the public toilets. So they must be going to get the toilets back up and running. And they've got the work hut down there on the platform. And look at that. Did you notice it? Look, the door's open to the old shop.
The door's open to the old shop. So yay!
Zigzag must be reopening very shortly because look at the amount of effort. Look, all those bumpy videos. Get out of my videos. You see me driving over the dirt potholes. All
right, let's see. I'll find you dirt. I'll show you what it used to look like. Oh, I said zigzag. Well, I just found this one. Western Lloyd's Train Museum at Tenterfield. That's what I helped get started. That's Wallangarra. That's a restaurant. That's a Tenterfield Railway Museum there. Wallangarra Railway, what I started back in 95 to 97. Right? I do all the disused railway lines. Ben Lomond, 4,473 feet. 622 at Tenterfield. That used to be the Richmond diesel train I grew up as a kid. Queen's Crown Air Bridge, examination 1 year ago. Right? That's up there at Tenterfield Creek. Now, well, the smarties, the water runs underneath the bridge at Tenterfield. Where does it go? Does it go to Byron Bay? Does it come out Tweed River or where? No, it comes out in Adelaide, South Australia, because the water goes west. You don't believe me? I'll quickly show you, just to prove a point.
And that's what I did, people. I inspected all these sorts of bridges all over the state of New South Wales. I had to get up there and walk across.
Right. Can you see that stick there on the bridge? You notice the sun's on the facial of the bridge? Because that's on the eastern side.
Some all by my little self. You see the sunlight through the holes? See the holes, the sunlight? Look at this here. So this is sediment.
Now, if I'm on the eastern side, why is the water going to the west? You watch.
They stood up there beyond the fence line to use drones. Yeah, there's fish in the water. What have we got? We got fish or we got frogs? No.
I'll get around the other side. There you go. Now you see the water moving.
See if we can get a drink of water without me getting my shoes wet. Oh, I can't even get back. Oh man, I can't even get down. But seriously.
If you actually look at the water's moving, it's actually moving to the west.
My back is my legs are naked like anything.
See? That's water's coming. So there's the road. There's the railway bridge. The water's going west. Which means that water is going to South Australia, Adelaide. That's right, Adelaide. Go and look it up, you don't believe me. See, look, water's going that way. Those rail trails think I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, check that out for a bridge. Imagine walking over that one, people. How would you like to walk up over that? Now, I say to people about making money on a railway station, making decent money. You know, this one's a little bit different. This one is a railway station with a restaurant on it, but it's on the main Western line, but the trains aren't allowed to drop off passengers or pick up. The town is called Wallerawang. Right? But the trains go through to go to Dubbo or Perth. Watch what happens. And look what he's got. He's got a restaurant on a train station where the trains go through, but passenger trains don't stop.
What a good way to have a cup of coffee.
And that bloke sitting there, he's 76 years old. And he is not one bit interested in trains. Now listen to what he says.
You don't know how many? 50? 50. Everybody else, you can count on the video and leave a comment. Peter counted 50. Let's see if he's right.
50 train carriages. There you go. Right? So that's what I mean. You don't need, once you have trains coming through the station, you'll get people all the time coming through just to have a look. Now that is a train station where you can't even get down onto the platform. It's barricaded off. Trains do not stop at Wallerawang. You've got to go there by bus. But it's between Lithgow and the next little tiny station called Tarana, Tarana, and another little station where the train does stop. But this huge, great big station, they won't let the train stop there because the people have got to get off this side and walk up there and go across. And because of the wheelchairs, they won't put in an elevator. So therefore then, they leave it as a closed down train station. So if you're in a wheelchair and you want to go to Wallerawang, you've got to go to Lithgow and get the bus. And then the bus driver puts you on the bus because you're in a wheelchair. And that's the only reason they won't let the passenger train stop there. Because they also won't put in a set of points, which is ridiculous, because when you watch this train go past...
See you later. Hope you enjoyed that. That's a train
see down the track down there, there's a set of points. But they won't put a set of points in back to the left, which wouldn't be a problem. But instead, they've got a double red signal there. See? And then there's a set of points. See? Gladys Berejiklian. When she was Transport Minister, that's how she set it up. She didn't want to put the set of points in before Wallerawang and let people go home there by train and back under from Nick Greiner. No, everybody's got to catch a bus. Lithgow to Wallerawang and out to Mudgee. So she made Wallerawang on the Mudgee bus route, or the Mudgee Golgong out to Canamble, out that way. Anyway, just politics, mate. Politicians running railways. Does not work. There's another clear example. Look at it. Beautiful, great big railway station, and no passenger trains are allowed to stop. It's unbelievable. Now, this is the sort of meals you could serve at Murwillumbah if you had a little two-car train going.
In the beautiful train station, and this is what you get.
Check this out.
How would you like to have that? Isn't that beautiful?
Toasted ham and cheese and tomato sandwich.
Sandwiches, toasted. Beautifully toasted. Nice.
Great big cup of coffee.
Sausage roll with a sauce, nice fork on a plate, and your nice cup of coffee. You sit there and a lovely view like that with, you had a bonus if a freight train or a fast-moving passenger train goes through.
And it was all under $10.
In the New South Wales countryside,
it was under $10.
20 k's west of Sydney, I think it'd be about right. And all this beautifully done up.
There you go. It's only had 16 views, but I don't care. People are missing out. But look, that's from back in December 8th, 2020. It's a year ago. If I change the heading, somebody will probably find it.
I get in Wallerawang again.
There's another one at Wallerawang.
On Australia Day.
Australia Day.
Just have my lovely cup of coffee.
See, this is another day.
I might show me key card. I might give them the numbers. Thank you, John.
It's a very friendly staff. I'll just cut this one short because you don't want to look at a great big flicking TV screen. And then you can just see their shots around the station. They let you walk down the train tracks. Look, they've got fruit trees, apple trees on the other platform. And then you walk into the rails. And then inside his shop, he's got everything. Check this out.
I've got the camera on. I'm not filming you. So there's books here, they can sit out here in the station and read a book.
Look, he sells candles. He sells wax. He sells everything. Look, candles.
Candles, yes.
Tea towels.
Tea towels or something. Are they $15? What are they? John, what are these over here? What are these? Scarves. Oh, scarves.
Oh, scarf. Yeah.
I like your little steam train. That's interesting.
Look, he's even got a little guy that makes local museum stuff.
A local artist.
Local artist.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
That is.
Made something out of scrap metal, look. And edible bits of scrap metal. Handbags, look at that. Everything. Three Cambodian spices, chili, lok lak, and satay. There you go. Right. Now, you think that's bad? No. I'm really going to bore you. Now, that is at Wallerawang, west of Lithgow. And you think, oh, no, you're up there at Murwillumbah. Righto. Let's go up there to Wollongara, just over the back from you. to the west of Moolumbar. You know where Wollongara is, Jennings and Tenterfield. Right, let's go back up there and I'll show you what they serve. And look at their beautiful restaurant. Look what they did with their big railway station. Just so you know, I did Oberon to Ta'ana. Ta'ana, right? Ta'ana. That's the proper name. Oberon to Ta'ana railway line. So I've done that one too. Zigzag Railway. There it is there, look. March 2021. So your little mines up there in Moolumbar Rail Trail, you think, oh, big money. Look at this. This is on the side of the Bells Line of Road after bushfires, just a little bit east of... Up here on the Bells Line of Road. This is a new section of road they built since the bushfires. As you can see, all new guardrails. All since last year's bushfires. This is the state government. You're worrying about a lousy bit of rail. This is what the state government still pays out with your taxes. Something really interesting. That's a... Oh. Look at that, for a block of sandstone. Don't worry about the block of sandstone. Now check this out. They brought back a wildlife pond for the ducks on the side of the main road. Look who's in the dam. Oh, it's a dam. What a way to bring back the wildlife from after a major bushfire. Look at all the ducks. Can you see all the ducks? I know I'm bouncing around a bit hard to stand there. I've got trucks going past me. Now let's just, I'll do it this way, you get a better picture. And there's a new road above the duck pond. And that's just there near Clarence and Zigzag. And that's what I was getting out of the road from. So that's what I mean. The state government, look at the ducks, look. That's not for them to build that. That's nothing. Right? It's just that's on the side of the road, the water running down from Clarence, running down into, what's the name of it? Dargan Dam, down in Dargan Creek from Clarence. And so the water runs down into there, fills up the dam beside the road, and then it fills up and it goes down a pipe, and then it goes down through the sandstone and fills up the Dargan Dam, which then supplies the local water to the houses. But they actually put this one here to keep the ducks out of the dam, so the ducks stay up here because they like it because it's up higher. It's not way down low where all the foxes can get them. Up here they can see any foxes coming around. It also works out pretty good there for tourism because just past that, where that dam is, you can actually stop your car, get out and take photos of all the ducks. See, like I did there. It's dangerous driving. Then to Zigzag. Where's Zigzag? Bloop. Oh, there it is. There's Zigzag there. Zigzag again. Zigzag 321. Oh, this might be it. This might be the old car park. $5. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. This is what used to be a zigzag. There's the old red steam train. This is down the bottom set of points. This is after the bushfire. So you can still see all the burnt timber up in the background. There's a lot of burnt timbers there still, see? This is courtesy of JM. That's his video. See how much the bushfires burnt Zigzag out? It was not a, look, can you see it? Look, burn all the roof off, everything. The state government going up there said, right, we're going to give you a couple of $1 million and you're going to rebuild your railway. Now that's a Queensland gauge in New South Wales. So you don't say it can't happen, right? They need the tourist dollars. You want the tourist dollars back in Murwillumbah, that's what you should be pushing for. A working railway museum at Murwillumbah. Because once the train gets in there on that section, which is A to B, it can't get out because there's no bridge south of Stoker Siding. So it can't get out. It's locked in there like being locked in a bathroom. It can't get away. Same as Zigzag. They're locked in there by the gauge of the wheels, 3'6". Now this is Jaden JM again. This is what Zigzag used to have up the top, up here at Clarence. These carriages are now all gone. They're taking them away. So this guy, he can climb in a carriage, I can't. So they're taking all this away and they put it downstairs. See, that's how the kids were getting in. They just crawling up there through the floor and whatever else. And then, hang on. So then you've got the old steam engine next door. Here it is. That's all been taken away. Been taken downstairs, as they call it, down below, down the bottom points. Of course, that's how they do it. They just drag you down there with a locomotive. That's why all the trains were removed off the tracks around Murwillumbah before they shut the line, because they knew the bridges would be coming out. Now, I should be able to see the first day car, and this is just after the bushfires. Can you see the difference they made? They cleared all those trees are now gone. You go back, you rewind this video. There's the bend. There's the stop sign. All those burnt trees there are now gone, and they've been chipped. There's the first aid carriage. There's the other ones. They're all gone. All that stuff's been taken down the bottom points. So there you get, look, you can really see how bad the fires were up there. And now the state government, when was that filmed? January 27, 2020. So nearly 2 years since the bushfires. And look how much work they've done. Oh, well, that'll do that there for me, Mr. Ominoid. Have a good night. I'll leave you with the rest of this, and I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget to check him out, Jaden, Jaydan, Jaydan, JM. That's his channel. Or type in Zigzag Railway Clarence after 2019-2020 bushfires. Right, this is Wollongara. This is what you could do up there at Murwillumbah. Now I'm going to turn down my volume on this thing so I don't hear myself talking in the background. Now it's 2,882 feet above sea level. It's on the New England Highway. There you're standing in Queensland, and the end of the tar you're looking at over the white line is New South Wales. Must be TV's loading. Anyway, so just moved up there from that. And then when you walk inside Wollongara train station, this is what I started back in 95, 97. And you come in there and you get, this is the New South Wales platform with the New South Wales gauge. There's no New South Wales trains run up there. They stop further south down at Armidale, about 400 miles away, 400 kilometres away. Nobody's worrying about the rails there. This is a totally different setup to Moolumbar, but it can do the same sort of thing. Come on, where am I? There you go. Watch. It's got a, unfortunately, the camera went straight on me there. It's got a railway museum. It's got mini railway. It's got designs of all the train tracks. And then you can go up into the, it's got a model railway. It's got pictures of World War II. It shows you a diagram there building the station, how the tracks are set up. My TV's not keeping up. And this is what you get for lunch. Oh, this is the hole in the floor, as we call it. We discovered there's a wine cellar underneath the floor at the top end of the railway station, and the wine bottles have been down there for over 100 years. Even the railway staff didn't know that they were there. And when we went in there to renovate the building, we found out there was a hole, there was a trap door, and went in, and there was a wine cellar. And that's where the New South Wales troop trains used to come in on that side, and they go in there and have a meal, and then to walk out the other side and get on the Queensland gauge. That's New South Wales there. Now I'll show you how far a distance that is from Sydney. Just so you can't say, oh, well, Moolumbar's 935. Well, I'll show you how far this is.
700 kilometres? I don't know.
This is the mileage to the end of Wollongara from Central, number 1.
9, 8 or 9,
7, 9.
2, 6. 792.
792 kilometres.
266 metres.
266 metres to Sydney.
792 kilometres from Central number 1.
And Wollongbar's 935.
792 kilometres. You went there miles.
So that's 792. Well, don't forget, when you leave Casino, you're going directly west for another 131. So you take 131 of 935, you're back down to 800. It's 806 to Casino. And it's 792, 806 and 792. So really, there's no difference. Really, if you drew a straight line from Wollongbar down to Central, and you didn't go across over to Casino and you went straight down the coast, it's the same mileage. So you can't say you wouldn't make any money with a restaurant at Wollongbar, because it'd be eating a meal on a train station is more appetising than riding a push bike. Now this is inside, sorry about the camera shot. This is inside Wollongara train station. This is what I helped get set up.
Dining table.
Unfortunately, the camera didn't go sideways.
Things are for sale, pictures are for sale. This is some.
I ordered a great big hamburger. I was just trying to find it.
She couldn't pass on passing holiday trade because the border was shut. So now she was second hand.
Oh, there's my hamburger. Watch. I think that's my hamburger.
Plates.
She sells everything. Makes a shop out of it. Everything. Painting, arts and crafts. You don't make money out of push bikes, right?
Oh, there.
It's die and trade.
That's a kettle.
$70.
How much has she got on that?
70, I think. 45. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Look at that. So she's an old-fashioned yellow kettle. Check this out. Look, it's got the black and white lead in it. The old kettle.
What's you got on that? $45.
$45 for 1960s kettle. Look. Sells everything. $45 for that. antiques in a railway station.
Yep.
Where's my hamburger?
Way down there.
See all the gardens, flower pots?
Right up there.
It's lovely. Wallangarra. That's what I did with it.
That's the old train driver.
That's what I got started 95 to 97.
Over there. And that was the old...
Anyway, that's it there for me, Mr. Hominoid. Oh, all right, one more. Okay, one more little bit.
Well, for everybody, this is the new one. Nobody else knows about this.
So you don't think they'll spend any money on a disused railway station?
Look at the new Ben Bullen.
This is Ben Bullen.
Here's the old... I'd say this is the old toilet block or the old goods shed. Wait for it. There's the old door frame. And look at this.
Right, this is Ben Bullen. Means high, quiet place, railway station, newly refurbished, January 31st, 2021, during the coronavirus, just after we get the first little break in the lockdown. So this is it. Check this out. This place used to have dead sheep in it. It stunk. It was rusty. It was horrible. Now check this out. And you think the government won't spend money on train stations that aren't even being used?
Look at it. Here's the old... I'd say this is the old toilet block or the old goods shed. Wait for it.
Here it comes.
There's the old door frame.
So you said the door frame?
It's all been painted.
Check this out.
Yes, a decrepit old railway station of Ben Bullen. Let's have a look at it, people. It's only been painted this week. Isn't this fantastic? New guttering. John Holland, you finally done something nice. Now open this up. It's painted blue. Somebody stole the old fireplace.
Bastards. Used to be a big, beautiful fire. Used to be a big, beautiful, bloody marble fireplace in there.
There's no windows in here. I'd say the windows have probably been taken out to get refurbished.
And they put perspex up. Look, you watch.
Sandstone. One of those perspex. There's perspex there. So I wouldn't be surprised if the windows have been taken away.
Yes, I'd say the fireplace has been taken out to get all refurbished.
Let's just start here at this door.
I really should go up there and do another video of Ben Bullen.
There's the old door the station master would have had to go into his kerosene room or passes office.
You wait to see the next room. It's unbelievable. Now that was the ticket office in the waiting room.
This is once where I found a dead kangaroo.
Told you.
When I did the surveys out in 1995.
There you go.
So the old fireplace is gone. Hopefully they're going to bring that back.
Yeah, look, they painted it.
They haven't painted it here yet.
Haven't they?
And they're going to fix up all that. So obviously someone's been here.
Obviously.
I'd say they're doing this.
Shut up.
I'll do it this way.
I was being rushed by somebody sitting out the car and said, hurry up, don't be long.
I'll walk around. So there's the doorway.
Look at the nice new timbers they're putting into it. I really should go up there and just get a photograph, do a video of it. I reckon the doors would be shut and the perspex windows would still be in there, but the glass windows would be back in, so the vandals don't break them. Castlereagh Highway. Speed that up a bit. Let's go back in the next room now.
And the big corrugated.
This is the other room. This was the signal box room or something.
And so it should be. It was such an eyesore.
Oh, it was. You go down and look at all the old stream train videos going out to Candos and they go past Ben Bullen. Used to look like crap. Used to look bloody horrible. You just think, oh my God. Now look at it. Look, it's even got flower beds. Look.
Soaking pit. There's no water tank.
I just learned how to use this camera too, by the way. Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
Yes, it is an old rail.
So, you know, Moomba, you really got to think ahead.
You're going to love this one. 1879.
1879. There you go.
1879.
I bet you didn't know that. The railway line outside Ben Bullen Station, built in 1879.
1879. It's a bit of trivial history.
A bit of trivial crap. That's all right. What's that? 143 years old.
Just to throw.
Oh, a little bit older than you and I and your grandfather.
The ground. I think this will make a lovely coffee shop.
Actually, that's what they wanted me to do a Capiti. They wanted me to take Capiti over as a coffee shop, and I said no, because it's not right on the main road. Anyway, for me, Mr. Hominoid, I said that's what I do. I get around, man. I've been everywhere, man. I get around.
Congratulations.
Isn't that beautiful?
If
Hey?
it is John Holland or somebody, leave me a comment. You know who's doing all this. You're doing a lovely job.
It looks really great.
The new look.
Ben Bullen. Isn't it great?
Absolutely smashingly great.
Smashingly great. Yeah. Anyway, from me, Mr. Hominoid, good night, and I hope you enjoy that. You got to open your mind up to the world. Railway stations aren't just Mawulumbar and Stoker siding. They're all over the country. There's thousands of them, and you can make money out of them. But I'll tell you now, you're not going to make money at Mawulumbar with a rail trail, because go down and look at my video at you done Bible, and you see all the rainwater. That's why they wanted to put the push bikes up on the railway ballast, because all that rainwater there in my video. They probably looked at that and said, oh, yeah, look at the flood water. That's right, because that road goes underwater. That's right. If you're a local, you'd know that up there at Mawulumbar. Stoker Siding Road there at the level crossing near the old house, that all goes underwater. That house actually's had 1/2 metre high inside his floorboards. So that all goes underwater. So that's why they want to use the railway ballast for the base of their push bike track. Because if it rains, it's going to be too boggy for the push bikes. And they're going to travel all the way up there from Sydney, in their mind, which justifies it, to go right along the top of the railway ballast. But really, you only got to wait a day and it'll dry out anyway. But they're thinking, oh, no. They're panicking, you see. But anyway, that's it there for me, Mr. Dominoid. I hope you like that. Different things you can do. Wallangarra Railway Station, Tenterfield Railway Station, Ben Bullen, Wallerawang, and I mean, even look at Byron Bay train station now. They cleaned that right up. They've made a nice park out of it, Byron Bay train station. But it'll be get reopened. Don't worry. It'll come back. Always does. Oh, by the way, Victoria Rail used to be on narrow gauge railway line. Majority of it was narrow gauge around the whole metropolitan area for all their green and silver electric trains. How many kilometres now are in Victoria, in Melbourne, of the narrow gauge? Is it still over 400 kilometres? No, it's only 16 kilometres is narrow gauge. That's right. The whole of Melbourne metropolitan electric trains are being brought up to the standard gauge. All they did was change the bogies, and as they change each track, like A to B back into Southern Cross, B is Southern Cross, and on to C, they changed it over to standard gauge. So they set up so many trains to run up and down on that line. And then when they did the next one, they took another couple of sets of carriages and they changed the gauge of the wheel flanges as they changed the gauge of the tracks. So all Victorian Metro Melbourne trains are standardised gauge, no longer narrow. And say 16 kilometres of narrow gauge. If you don't believe me, go and do a Wikipedia on it. See you later from Mr. Hominoid. Got to have an open mind. The world